Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayh. Wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam tabaraka wa sallama tasliman kasiran kasira amma ba'd. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa man ahsanu qawlan mimman da'a ila Allah wa amila salihan wa qala innani minal muslimin. My dear brothers and respected elders, we have desires. Everyone. Not to mention, the Prophet ﷺ. He also has desire. As long as we are human, Allah gives us desires. Desires to have this world. The material things of this world. Why we have desire for these material things of the world? Because we can see the benefit that these material worlds are able to give to us. We can see what money can do. We can see and we can experience the time when we don't have money and the time when we have money. We not only see, experience. The day when we don't have money, we don't have cars, didn't have houses. We used to sleep in our friends' houses. But the time when we have money, we are having our own house, big house. So we can see and experience the values of money. What money can do. So we used to, then we say, make your money grow. Make your money works. Don't work. Make your money works. How? Make it grow. Invest it in anything. Or invest it so that it will grow. If you don't invest it, it will not grow. Make it fixed deposit in the bank, which offer highest growth. So that make your money work. Don't work. What do? You enjoy. You go sightseeing, visiting, tourism, become tourist. Enjoy yourself. Live in expensive hotels, eat expensive foods and drinks. Make your money grow. So how much is that people, how much people have value on money? They keep on talking about money day in, day out. That make your money grow. Become a rich man. Everybody is thinking from the level of a president and prime minister to the common people are thinking day in, day out about how to get more money, Why they are talking every day, day in, day out, how to make money, how to make your money grow, how to become rich? Because we all have the desire to have money. Why we have the desire to have money? Because we have the desire of these things of the world, the material things of the world that we think will bring us comfort, will give us serenity, will give us peace of mind. For that very reason, we want money. What money can do? Oh, money can do anything. We say we are under the sky. we don't remember that money cannot do anything. If we hear anybody saying money cannot do anything, we will be shocked to our life. Money cannot do anything. Oh, we cannot accept that words. Money cannot do anything. The one that can do is Allah. Oh, This is too high, they say. This is not to our level. We still believe in money can do. So we keep on talking. So what actually the God of present day men and women are money? God means the entity that can do anything. So if somebody believes that money is an entity that can do anything, can give us anything, then money is our God. And the atheists say, I don't believe in God. But you believe in money can do? Yes. Money is your God. Why you say you don't believe in God? You just say you don't believe in the true God. You believe in false gods. That's all. You say you're atheist, you don't believe in God. You don't believe in the true God, Allah. But you believe in the false God. You believe in money. So there's no one who don't believe in God actually. They cannot deny God. God means something that can do anything. And to the atheist and to the agnostic, to those who say I don't believe in God, their money is their God. Their nerve is their God. They follow their desires, whatever their desire tells them to do. In order to fulfill their desire, they need money. What money? Why they want a lot of money? They want luxuries, life, with fames, and show. You need money to live a life with fame and show. Otherwise, you can't buy expensive cars, expensive houses. So people like to live with pomp and show. We need money. That is their desire. Then our desire, the more we have wealth, the more we have power, the more desire we'll have to have all these things. We'll never stop. It doesn't mean that when we have the thing, what we want, what we desire, the desire will stop. No. Once we get it, then we say, oh, it's possible. It is possible. So, having more desire. Then when we get it, oh, it is possible. It's always there. It is possible to have. I thought, to have bank account of millions is not possible. But now it's possible. I will have the desire to have billions in my account. Then trillion. That's why the desire never ended. Until a person will go to the grave. Then he can never have. So the Prophet ﷺ, draw a box. This is, and then is a line, the desire, crossing the box. But it goes up beyond the box. The box is a line that encompasses the life of a man. I mean, you are surrounded by sickness, poverty, richness, death. That means you are within that. But your desire go beyond that. Beyond sickness. Even if you are sick, you still have desire. Even you are sick, you still have the desire, very high. You're old, still have the desire. So the Prophet says, this is what desire is. It goes beyond the box. Men are, sometimes they're sick, sometimes they get accident, sometimes they got anything. But the desire never die. It will grow. So this desire of ours are also given to the animals. They also have desire. But to the animals, they are not, have any rules or ways in how to use their desire. They can use their desire as much as they like. For example, desire to have sex. Men have to follow the rules which Allah has given to the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet ﷺ has shown to us what are the rules. we can only do sexual intercourse to our wife, the one we are married, to whom we are married. But if you are not a believer, you are not the one who recite the kalima, then either you are married or not, you are saved, you are not married. All those people all around the world who are not believers, who have not recited the kalima, and get married, to the people you are married, but to Allah you are not. Your marriage are not solemnized, are not accepted. Your children are still, children were born without marriage. Marriage are only accepted when we are a believer, we recited the kalima, la ilaha illallah, and then we are being solemnized the way shown by Muhammad SAW. If we don't do that, then we are not married. We registered marriage. That's not marriage. We have, in the eyes of Allah, our sexual intercourse with that woman is illegal. And the children that will be born from that sexual intercourse will be illegal too. So there are many people who say they are married, the Christian, the Jews, the Buddhists, whatever other than Islam, but they are not married. So all the children now in this world are all illegal in the eyes of Allah. What we call the illegal children, when born between a parent who are not married. Huh? What's the English word for it? Children who are born, the husband is not married with the wife. In Malay we know, but in English, because they don't have that term. Huh? Apa? No. So, my dear brothers, so we can do sexual intercourse. Allah SWT give us the desire, and Allah give us rules for the man and the woman. But for the animals, Allah give them desire to do sexual, but there is no rules. The rules that Allah has given to us, that is called religion. We can't simply make sexual intercourse with any woman as we like. And we cannot marry the way we like. We must marry the way Allah has shown to Prophet Muhammad SAW. And the intention of marrying must be to please Allah. So in Malaysia, when a couple is about to get married, they ask them to recite the kalimah, if they know or not. So they recite. And after they recite the kalimah, then only they solemnize them as husband and wife. And that is true marriage. So my dear brothers, similarly, desire to eat, desire to drink, desire to sleep, they are with animal and they are with us. The only difference is that we have to fulfill the desire in according to the rules as shown by Muhammad SAW. Then with the intention to please Allah. Then that acts of fulfilling the desire will become acts of worship. But the animals don't. The animals do sleep, eat, drink, but they don't have rules. They don't need to eat, drink, sleep with the intention to please Allah. And they will turn into soil, earth, in the day of fire. They will not be made to enter either paradise or Jahannam or hellfire, because there is no rules to follow. But we are given desires, but we must make sure that we are able to fulfill desire in according to the rules prescribed by Allah, as shown by Muhammad SAW, with the intention to please Allah. Then all our action, be to fulfill our desire or the desire of Allah, will become an act of worship. We must make all our action to be an act of worship. Either we pray to fulfill the desire of Allah, that one. It's not our desire. To do the work of inviting people to good is Allah's desire. It's not our desire. Our desire is to eat. That's not desire of Allah, isn't it? To eat. Allah doesn't eat, isn't it? Desire to have sex. That's our desire. But to perform prayer, to do fasting, is not our desire. That desire of Allah. So either to fulfill the desire of Allah or to fulfill our desire, it must be done in accordance to the way Allah has shown it to Muhammad SAW and with the intention to please Allah. As well as when we want to fulfill our desire to eat, to drink, to have sex, to sleep. This is what is called Islam, is a way of life. It's a complete way of life. The whole life must be all submission to the will of Allah. Either in fulfilling the desire of Allah or our desire. We have to fulfill it the way Allah shows to the Prophet ﷺ and with the intention to please Allah. And the entire action of a man will become an act of ibadah and they will be rewarded. When it become an act of worship, then it become ibadah and will be rewarded. Rewarded with paradise. So those who make, their acts of not only prayer, making the work of dawah, zakat as ibadah, but they also make their acts of eating, sleeping, sexual intercourse, all the acts of ibadah, they are so, they are so much, having abundance of rewards. Every minute of their life is ibadah. The way they walk, they talk, they eat, they drink. Because all of this, they do it in accordance with the way of Muhammad SAW and with the intention to Islam. Similarly, his prayer, his dawah. But what happened? When we can do all this? When we have iman, strong iman. If we don't have strong iman, nothing will become ibadah. Not even our prayer. Our prayer will not become act of worship. What more, our sexual intercourse with our wife, if you are having wife, sleeping, eating, drinking, will never become acts of ibadah. They say working is an act of ibadah. Working, to earn money. Of course, if it is done in the way Muhammad SAW, with the intention to please Allah. Who is going to work to earn money to please Allah? No. They have no intention at all, or other than to collect money, to have money. When we go to work to earn money as a doctor, engineer, or whatever it is, it's not with the intention to earn money. Intention to please Allah. There's nobody in this world who knows that when they go to work, they have to go with the intention to please Allah. But they all go with the intention to make money, to have money, to get wages, salary. So definitely when the intention is wrong, it cannot become an act of worship. Even though while working you don't steal, you don't talk nonsense, you really work very disciplined, you follow orders. But if your intention is to earn money, to have salary, it's not going to be an act of worship. This is why people who don't have strong iman do not understand that in all our actions, it must be the intention is to please Allah. Even though we are eating, we are sleeping, we are working to earn money, it's not to gain wealth. But if our purpose of life is to become rich, to have money, then naturally when we go to work, to make business, our intention is to become rich, to have money, and it will never become an act of ibadah. It becomes like the animals, no intention. The intention just to eat, to satisfy their hunger, to drink, to satisfy their thirst, not with the intention to please Allah. Only people with very strong iman will be given the quality of sincerity, that they will carry this intention in all of their actions. Be in prayer, be in the work of dawah, or eating, sleeping, having sexual intercourse. All they do it with the intention to please. And when they do it with the intention to please Allah in the way we shown by Muhammad SAW, then that act, even though it's an act of fulfilling our own desire, it becomes an act of worship. So we should be a smart person. We should make everything that we do to become an act of worship, not to become stupid and fools that make even their worship to Allah is not an act of worship. How a prayer will not become an act of worship? When they pray in order to enter paradise, they pray because they want to have rewards, or they don't do sin because they're scared of hellfire, or they do any good deeds because they want to enter paradise. These are fools who don't make their intention to please Allah, even in their prayer, in their fasting. And when you don't make your intention to pray, to fast, you have done it in the way, basically Muhammad SAW, but the intention is not to please Allah, it will never become an act of worship, of ibadah. And then either your action to fulfill desire of Allah or your own desire will never become acts of worship. And what you become? You'll become the loser. The entire action of yours, either to fulfill the desire of Allah or your own desire, are useless. Useless, will not be rewarded. It will be a means for you to enter Jahannam, paradise, and then will hellfire. And this is the difference between ulul azmi, ulul albab, the wise one, then the fools. The fool is the one who makes everything useless for him, like Yazid. Why Yazid, his prayer become useless to him? Is devoid of sincerity. Why he makes his fasting be useless for him? Devoid of sincerity. Why he cannot do it with sincerity? Because his iman is very weak. Even though he do gash, and he do gash also, even though they say I do it to please you Allah, still they do it because they want more iman, or they want rewards. Right? So it becomes useless. That's why Allah says, wal asri, I swear with time. All men are at loss, except the true believers and the good deeds. Because why? The true believers with the good deeds will have sincerity, and the way they do their action will be the way of Muhammad SAW. All their action, be it the action to fulfill the desire of Allah or his own desire, they do it in the way which Allah wants, the way Muhammad SAW is the intention of Allah. As a result, all their actions from morning till evening become an act of worship. This is what we want to become. Not to become a person who is, even his prayer become like rotten rods thrown back to him. These are the people who are at loss. And of course, their acts of fulfilling their desire is completely disaster. They don't follow the way Muhammad, they don't have intention. Even their said prayer, their da'wah become non-acceptable because of no sincerity. So my dear brothers, that's why the one who are successful are the true believers with good deeds. So when the death times will come, then Allah will make those people who are the true believers with good deeds knows that their sorrow, misery has ended. They are now going to paradise. And Allah SWT even sent an angel to comfort him. This true believer, the good deed, that you don't have any fear, don't worry. Your good news, you will enter paradise. But those who are not able to become the true believers, the good deeds, will know at the time of his death that is the beginning of sorrow and misery. There's no angel going to comfort him. So, when the day of doomsday comes, those who are the true believers, the good deeds, knows, the misery and the sorrow of the life of the world is going to end. The day when I'll be made to become happy and joyful has started. They know, because even though it's a doomsday, it's a misery and sorrow to all people, but those who are pious knows that is the starting of their day of joy and happiness. So when Bilal is about to die, he said, "You don't worry, you don't cry. This is the day when the day of joy and happiness has started. I'm going to meet all my lover. My sorrow and suffering has ended." So the true believer, the good deed, their sorrow and suffering is in this earth. They have to sacrifice. They have to live a life of little difficulty, not much. Because they have to sacrifice their wealth, they have to do the work of dawah, they have to pray. To a certain extent, there is certain restriction to it. They cannot do as those people who are not the true believers, the good deed. They can do whatever they like. So somehow it is happy. But when the death comes, that will end. Sorrow will start. Misery will start. But those people with true believers, the good deeds, when the death comes, sorrow and misery, not really misery and sorrow, will end, will stop. Restriction will stop. Peace and happiness, joyfulness will start. They will enter paradise. In the grave, they will be served. In the grave, there will be women's. Whatever he wished to do in the grave will be given they will be given the opportunity to do it. Even they want to pray or they want to sleep, they want to cuddle the woman of paradise, there will be a lot. The time of the grave of those people who are the lover of Allah is very short. The time spent, as if it's very short. It's not long. But the time for those who are non-believers who go against Allah, who don't believe in Allah, will be very long. So, we have to know in this world before we die, we must have the knowledge and the ilm on how to become a person who is successful. A person who is successful, a person who can enter paradise safe from hellfire. And that have to start now, not after you die. You have to start doing that now. You have to understand it now. And you have to do it not afterwards, not after you die, now. What it makes to become a true believer and a good deed. You have to do that. If you don't interested to do it, you don't bother to do it, then you will have to suffer on the day of the hereafter. And nobody is to blame except yourself. You are now told that in order to become saved, you have to become the true believers of good deeds. What do you mean by true believers? You must have the level of iman, which are desired by Allah, and the deeds which are desired by Allah. In order to do and to have that level of iman, you have to obey all the orders of Allah and leave all what has prohibition, what has been prohibited for you from doing. And the first order of Allah after reciting the kalima is to do the work of inviting people to Allah, or to do the work of inviting people to good, preventing people evil. In the way Muhammad Sallam, with the sacrifice of your wealth and yourself, and with intention to please Allah until Allah is pleased. If you are not willing to do this, that's the end of the time. That's the end that you are not interested to become the true believer indeed, and the hellfire is waiting for you. Okay.